I found out something freaky the other day. Apparently, I and you have a twin, not in the conventional sense of a twin, but a digital twin. See, there's a moment that pretty much all of us have had by now. You're scrolling, not searching for anything, not really typing anything or saying anything out loud, and then the craziest thing happens. A video appears about something that you were literally just talking about, something that was still half formed in the brain, and your first reaction is like, what in the hell is going on right now? And the thought that hits you is basically the exact same thought that we all think. How the hell did this social media platform know what I was thinking? It's weird. They're listening. A lot of people think that their phone is spying on them. I gotta be honest with you, I still feel that that's a bit true. But here's the truth, and this is where it gets even weirder in a different way. You see, TikTok and other social media platforms aren't necessarily listening to us. They're not listening to our conversations. They're doing something even creepier. They are predicting us. See, TikTok doesn't need to know what you're thinking. It just needs to know who you behave like. Every pause, every scroll, and every half-second hesitation your thumb makes on that screen. Well, you don't notice those moments, but the algorithm does. You see, it compares them to millions of other people doing the exact same thing that you do. People who scroll like you, people who pause like you, linger on the same type of faces, sound, and ideas. You're not being watched as an individual, you're being grouped quietly, consistently, and that's how the algorithm is working. Now in the description I have a couple links, sources that you can check out about this, but it's basically called a digital twin. Not a copy of you, but a statistical version of, well, your behavior. And once you're in that cluster, the app doesn't ask, what do you want? It asks, what do people like you usually want to see next? Now, if thousands of people with your viewing patterns tend to move from coffee videos to car videos to thinking about buying something they never planned to buy, then the moment you watch that coffee video, the system already knows what usually comes next. So when the car video shows up, it feels psychic, but it's not reading your mind. It's finishing the sentence other people like you already started. And here's the part most people miss. Now, unfortunately, YouTube and other platforms like YouTube, well, they're not like they used to be. It used to be that shares and likes meant the world to a lot of different videos and the creators. However, things have changed, my friend. Likes and shares don't matter like they used to matter. It's all about what your body does or does not do. So what did I mean by saying the algorithm reads your body? Well, think about it. Did you slow down when you were scrolling? Did you hesitate before you scrolled? Did you stay on a video a little too long? So those things really aren't conscious choices that you're doing while you're scrolling. They're reflexes to the video that you're watching. You see, people can fake interest with a tap of a button on YouTube, but you can't fake hesitation. That's why it feels so invasive. It sees parts of you that you don't consciously control. Then there's the psychological side of things. See, we have thousands of thoughts every single day, and the app shows you hundreds of videos every single day, and most of them don't line up. You scroll past them, you forget about them. But when one video does line up, your brain lights up. That's the one you remember. That's the one that feels like a glitch in the matrix, and your mind quietly ignores the 99 misses that came before it. Now, what I read is psychologists call this the frequency illusion. Once something is on your mind, you suddenly notice it everywhere. Not because it just appeared, but because your brain finally tagged it as important. So what they say is the algorithm didn't inject the thought into your head, it just placed the content in front of you at the same time or the same moment your attention was already drifting there. And then there's context. Time of day, location, mood. Scrolling at 2 in the morning isn't the same as scrolling at 2 in the afternoon. Late night scrolling is slower, heavier, more emotional, I guess you would say. The algorithm knows that. It knows when you're bored, when you're vulnerable. It knows when you're looking for a distraction instead of entertainment. And then it will adjust the tone of your feed to match that state. And here's the crazy thing, even without precise location, but a lot of people do put where they live on those apps. Well, if you have a flu outbreak in that area, well, next thing you know, they're gonna start sending you soup videos and remedy videos on how to make yourself feel better. If you live in an area where a big event happens and people are anxious about it, well, the algorithm's gonna know because you put your location, and they're gonna start sending you videos about being anxious and how to prevent being anxious. And then on top of that, if the algorithm does pick up that you're anxious, well, they're gonna start feeding you a lot more stuff. Not because the app cares about how you feel, but it knows what keeps people like you and me scrolling longer in that moment. And this is where the illusion becomes, well, convincing, because sometimes the video shows up before you realize you were even thinking about it. That's the part that really freaks people out. But here's what actually is happening. Attention comes before conscious thought. Your brain starts leaning toward an idea before it fully forms into words. The algorithm doesn't predict your thought, it predicts attention shifts. And when those shifts line up with the timing of a video, it feels like the algorithm is a prophet. Not because it knows you, but because humans are more predictable than we want to believe we are. And that's the uncomfortable part. Not because the app is spying on you, it's because, well, you're a statistic. So remember this, the next time a video shows up on your feed and you think to yourself, it's impossible, how did this algorithm know that I was just thinking about this or looking at this? Just remember that we're statistics. It didn't necessarily hear you or read your mind. It simply followed the math that was programmed into the system to do this to all of us. And maybe the real question is, why does my algorithm know me so well? No, maybe the question should be, why did we give so much of ourselves to the algorithm to be able to do this to us in the first place? How much information did I actually hand over to these platforms without ever even noticing? I don't know, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Check out this video and get subscribed if you like videos like this. We'll be back, more videos soon.